Rick Perry speaking at Liberty University right now, founded by Jerry Falwell. If you wanted to wrap up or sum up beliefs of students there, mostly social conservatives. Let's take a listen to what he has to say.
Oh my goodness! When I wasn't going to church or to school, you usually found me obviously on the farm helping my mom and dad on that dryland cotton farm. And for me, indoor plumbing was a bit of a luxury until I was about 5 years old, and I didn't worry about the latest fashions. My mother sewed most of my clothes, and I didn't know that we weren't wealthy in a material sense. I knew that we were rich in a lot of things that really matter in a spiritual way. But it was Texas A&M that broadened that perspective for me as much as, I should say, as much as a all-male military institution could do in the late 60s and early 70s. But it wasn't until I flew around the world as a pilot in the United States Air Force and I learned about a world that was incredibly more diverse and complex than Paint Creek or College Station in 1972. For the first time in my life, I met oppressed people who didn't take freedom for granted because it didn't exist where they lived. I saw rulers treat people like subjects and who thought very little about the basic conditions or quality of life of those people that they ruled over. I learned what a grand privilege it is to be in America. As students of this most unique university, whose very name speaks to the desire of every human soul, liberty, I hope you will reflect on the blessings it is to live in America. Our founding fathers were the first among the nations to declare our rights are endowed by our Creator, that among them are life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And while liberty may be the gift of God, its preservation requires the sacrifice of man. I'm mindful today that we are free because generations of Americans have been brave. There is no greater force for freedom than the men and women of the United States military. $47,092 of our fellow Americans have given the ultimate sacrifice in Iraq. Another 2,711 have done the same in Afghanistan. That's more than 7,500 families who sent their loved ones off, waved them goodbye, hugged and kissed them for the last time, and never saw them again. A great many of those who perished were approximately your age. Young men and women whose entire future was in front of them. But they sacrificed their dreams to preserve yours. We're the beneficiaries of their courage and their sacrifice. And because of what they gave, I simply ask you to make the most of the freedom that they sacrificed for. That you redeem their sacrifice by living lives worthy of it. You are the generation that grew up in the shadow of 9/11. Many of you were children the day that those towers in the Pentagon were struck. But you've grown up fast. you know the presence of evil is real in this fallen world. Our response cannot be to isolate ourselves within our borders, but to engage our allies in the quest to build these enduring alliances around the globe for freedom. And we must do what Ronald Reagan did at the apex of the Cold War, which is to speak past the oppressors and the illegitimate rulers and directly to their people, the ones who live behind the walls of oppression while yearning to be free. The Arab Spring began when a Tunisian street vendor set himself on fire over the oppression of the authorities. And regardless of tribe or tongue, people desire to be free. America must continue to be the world's leading advocate for freedom, speaking the truth to adversaries and dictators in keeping with our democratic values. You are blessed.
Rick Perry speaking at Liberty University, the nation's largest evangelical university, founded by Jerry Falwell. Some of the GOP candidates are beginning to question whether Perry is conservative enough for Republican voters. We're following the speech there for you. Well, this is a year to remember for Jeff Gordon. He's in the hunt for his 5th Sprint Cup championship. He's going to join us live to talk about racing and the drive to end hunger.